So Nylander at center, Rosie, revisiting that conversation again, it feels like Groundhog Day, but would you go back to the well there? Do you think they start camp with Nylander up the middle?
I don't like it depends what it does to other players. Like who does that bump around? If you bump Tavares down to the third line, and depending on who's there, maybe I know. Do you break up Nylander and Tavares, and you put Pacioretty on Nylander's left side on the second line? I mean, it could make sense, but if all of a sudden Nylander's just like being at center, it gives you the creativity and the freedom to kind of go wherever you want, and you don't have as fixed of an assignment on half the ice. You're kind of everywhere. But with that comes a major responsibility of helping the defenseman out, supporting on the walls. Like the last thing you're thinking is blowing the bloody zone when you kind of got a 50-50 puck to get that breakaway. If he starts pulling that shit, it's going to fall apart in a hurry.
Yeah.
And I don't think Berube will stand for it. So that's kind of the one thing I wonder, if he's responsible enough to hold that position and to do it properly, where proper means you got to have a commitment to your D zone and defenseman and playing low and being the third guy to come in high and not the first guy to break out on a potential breakaway or odd man rush. So we'll see where he goes. But I do like that there's options, man. I thought this thing not that long ago was looking pretty weak and the furthest thing away from having depth. And now I know there's some question marks about people's health and ability to stay healthy and whatnot, and the ages of some guys like Pacioretty. But
Yeah.
There's options out there now, and the young guys coming in could offset that as well. So I'm just kind of excited at the fact that we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, to me, it tells me a couple things. It tells me that they feel like John Tavares is fading a bit, and they wonder if he can be a top six center. And the other thing it tells me is that they feel the need that they, have a flaw or something missing on the roster where their depth is seriously tested up the middle, where it's like you look at the postseason, even Max Domi was playing up the middle. They can't seem to find that guy, right? Is it going to be Fraser Minton? Is it going to be somebody else? But to me, the fact that they keep going back to that well is very, very telling in a variety of different ways. And I wonder if Nylander's able and capable of driving a line. Like, I think he's an exceptional player. I just think we've seen him time and time again play up the middle, and it's just a different type of Willie Nylander. It's a different type of effect. It pops a little differently. And I'm in the belief that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Nylander buzzed last year, had an incredible year. I just think it can mess with a player's juju by doing that, making a position change. I felt like it was sort of a slow start last year because of that.
Yeah, and you wonder about the other teams in the league or the division or whatever. Like, are they dicking around with these ideas? Like, are they throwing mud against the wall and spitballing ideas? And I don't even know if the Leafs are doing that. I think, Jonas, kind of reported that, and I'm not sure exactly the details on where that came from, but you just wonder if other teams that are ready to win now still have these question marks that the Leafs have. Obviously, they needed to do some revamping. They have made as many changes as they can to try to change the look of this team, but it's not the greatest thing in the world, a couple days before camp to be wondering if one of your star players, what position he's going to bloody play.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.